appreciate you watching this video, clicking and liking, subscribe, stick around. We're gonna do, I kind of call it a long-term review of the PSE Mach 33. This is the bow I've shot at 2 or 3 Shot 3D events and a total archery challenge event. I deer hunted with it a little bit late season. I got it the day it dropped in November, and I've shot it ever since then. I shot indoor with it. I've shot, there's no telling how many arrows I've put through it, well over 1,000. You think about every time you shoot an indoor tournament, that's 30 something arrows, 35 to 40 arrows with warm-ups. And all the practices 2 to 3 times a week where you're shooting those 30 to 40 arrows. Total archery challenge, 25 a day, not including the warm-ups. Shot 3D, same deal, 20 to 40 a day. I mean, there's been a lot of arrows go through this. And if you watch my videos, if you stuck around all, you know I like to go out and tinker with sight tapes and shoot a bunch. So I put a lot of arrows down through this. I did put new strings on it. These are Palmetto Precision strings. They've been awesome. I have no complaints about them. It's been bulletproof. So while we're out doing this today, we're gonna do a review of this. We're gonna talk about my likes and dislikes of the Mach 33. But we're also going to kind of go back to basics, which I think some people need to do once in a while. And it's just shoot the bow as is, bare bow, no stabilizers, no weights. Really kind of see where your form is suffering. Like, are you torquing? Are you punching the trigger? Are you pulling through your shots? There's a lot of things that taking them bars off will expose. So every once in a while, you probably need to take those bars off and just shoot it as is a little bit. And then when you put the bars on, it's like money. It just locks everything in and finalizes everything. We're also going to tinker with the let off. So these let off on your mods here, I think mine are at 90% right now, which is great for deer hunting. When you're deer hunting and you have to maybe stay drawn back for a long time, that's a good thing. But shooting, Shot 3D, Total Archery Challenge, indoor, I think you can torque your string a lot easier doing that, and you'll get some weird flyers. So I'm going to tinker with that a little bit, lower it down, I think maybe to 80, I think is what it'll go to. I'd have to look, but I'm going to play with that a little bit and see if I can find a sweet spot that I really like in that. So stick around. All right, so first thing I'm going to do before we go out, I'm going to loosen this, slide that up. So there's like 3 settings, so I'd have to look, but I was on 90. I think I'm on maybe 85 here, and just tighten it back down. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other one. Put it in that middle setting, and I'm gonna shoot these and see if I like it or not. I can always go back to 90. It may mess up my sight tape, which I'll just have to run through the software again. All right, so I'm not gonna start off too far away just because adjusting that let off, I don't know what it's going to do to my arrow speed and all that, so we'll start off somewhat close, which my sight tape only goes to like 27, as low as I can get it, so I'm going to hit a touch high. Let's back on up a little bit. All right, let's start with some things I do like. My favorite thing about the Mach 33, and probably the thing that I notice the most, is the full draw stability, whatever you want to call it, is noticeable. It's a thing. It's real. When you get it full draw and you get locked in, especially if your draw length's right. If your draw length's too short, too long, it's not going to be the same. But full draw stability, when you get back at full draw, it does like set. Even with nothing on this bow except for the limb legs, it holds, it aims, it points, whatever you want to call it. The pin doesn't float as much. I've got a lift 33 in there, which I thought was really good at pointing and aiming, and it is, until I got the Mach 33, and then I was like, okay, this one aims even better. Now, the price tag is a negative. The $2,000 price tag for this carbon bow is a negative. That's the biggest negative, I think. All right, so we're shooting 31 yards, no bars, no nothing, shooting a micro diameter arrow. I think we've got 3 in the 10, and I'm no professional, so not bragging about that by any means. Bow shoots great. I like the 220 shim system. I think that's great. You know, would it be even more convenient if it was like a lead screw, a drive, a worm gear drive that could move your cam back and forth? Yeah, it'd be easier. I think the verdict's still out on, is that stuff going to be Loctite perfect, not ever going to move? I don't know. For me, it's a little too early to be like, that's the only way to do it from now on. But we'll see. The 220 shim's easy. It does require a press. That's the only negative. But it sure beats moving spacers. Definitely think that's true. So I'm very pro these little pop-in shims. And you know, a year or two from now, maybe I go back and go, yeah, the worm gear is the way to go. They don't fail. But until then, I'm going to be a little hesitant on them just till we see how they end up. So I love the shim system. I love the full draw stability. The weight's why you buy a bow like this. That's why you go, I'll spend another $500 to get this 3.9 pound bow, as opposed to the aluminum that might be an extra pound and a half, depending on which bow you're looking at. Very light. If I was heading out deer hunting and I'm walking to my spot, I want this bow to be as light as it can be. And normally a light bow, you'd say it's going to sway, it's going to move, it's going to be a problem. And most of the times I'd say that's true, but with this full draw stability, it's not a problem. You get locked in and you're feeling great. It doesn't move and sway and vibrate, and your pin ain't jumping around. It's very stable. Now, are your arrows flying true? Is your timing right? Are your arrows flying, you know, good tight, you know, flights? That also can make a difference. But as far as the bow itself, and that pin doesn't seem to move. Not going to say you're going to guarantee you're going to hit the center every time, but if you're a whitetail hunter, you're walking into your spots, you're shooting 30 yards and in, maybe 40 yards at the most. And these carbon PSE bows are money. Any carbon bow potentially, but I mean, if you're going to spend the $2,000, why wouldn't you get the lightest one? I like all the accessories on this PSE. You know, not only does it got the pick mount on the front, you've got the integrated rest. You can put limb, you know, these, I don't know what they call them, bow stand. They're not limb legs, but whatever, these bow stands on the front, these Hoyt limb legs on the front. I don't know what they're called, but you got all these different accessories you can put on here. They've got a quiver attachment. I don't use their quiver attachment, but they've got all kinds of accessories for that. I'm not crazy about that stuff, but it is cool to have, to be able to get a pick mount and save a little weight, save a little pull on your right side of your bow, stuff like that. I'm gonna pull these arrows and then we will shoot some more, move back a little bit, shoot some more. All right, so we're at 41 yards. I don't know how great this sight tape is gonna be. At 41 yards, I made it for Total Archery Challenge. I was more thinking about shooting 70-yard shots, not 40-yard shots, so we'll see. So 40 yards, this is about the farthest I would shoot deer hunting without any bars and stabilizers. I haven't hunted this bow just a ton. I hunted it late season, but early season I do more hunting. So we'll see 40 yards, what kind of group we can get. No bars, no stabilizers, just a bare bow that weighs 3.9 pounds. And we do have the limb legs. We do have the mounts for the bars. We got a sight. So it's probably not 3.9 now. It's over 4 a little bit, but a very light bow. All right, let's see. Yeah, that one broke. All right, so a few other things. I'll stick with the likes for now. I don't have a problem with the vibration. People say carbon, oh, it shakes so much. I don't notice it. You'll notice I took the dampeners out. I took the little knobby dampener off. I just assume save weight. It doesn't bother me. And once the arrow's gone, I don't care if it's loud or if it's vibration, you know, going on. I don't notice it being loud. I think I've had some people comment on the video saying that bow's loud. I think it's because I got a mic right here and it's right next to the bow as the bow's going off. I don't think it's that loud in real life. I've had people actually say they're surprised at how quiet it is, but the mic being right next to it does seem to make it louder on video. Noise, vibration doesn't bother me. I've never had a problem with that. I do, you know, I could run bars on it if it did, but it's not something that's really bothered me in the past, so it's not a thing that I worry about. I know some people do. Not a big deal to me. Let's shoot another arrow or two. I've got a few that are hitting just a touch high. Bow, though, is aiming pretty good at 41 yards. We got a little bit of wind, nothing that should affect anything. Main thing's just me, and realistically adjusting this let off probably having a little bit of an effect. All right, let's go pull those. We'll pull those, and I'm going to adjust the let off to the next level just to see how it feels, how it shoots, how it reacts. With that, I could tell a difference from probably 90 to 85. We're going to go one more down, see what a little more pull on it, so you can't just get back and torque the bow. I do like to kind of get that string a little bit into my face a little more. I got fat cheeks, so just kind of my build and the way I shoot. A little less let off, I think I'll have a little less string issues, a little less torque on the string. So I've adjusted the let off to 80%. That's as low as you can get on the Mach 33. It's not a tournament bow where it would go to 70 or 65 or some 75. It's a hunting bow. So 80's the lowest let off I can get. So I'm gonna have to pull a little bit more and stay in the shot a little more, which is what I'm wanting, what I'm playing with. Let's talk about things I'm not crazy about, things I didn't like or I wish were different. Honestly, it's not much. I think the draw is really smooth. I have no issues with the draw. I like the draw of these EC2 cams better than the Matthews draws, and that's, you know, one of the most popular ones. I've got a lift in there, shot it a bunch. I like the EC2's pull better, both 70 pounds. Not things I didn't like. Finish on mine, the actual like finish of it, had a little bit of, not necessarily issues, but you can just kind of see like this screw hole is slightly filled in. I'm not using it because I'm using integrated, but that might be an issue long term. I had an issue with this thing coming loose. I've had to epoxy it, take some stuff out and epoxy it. Those are things that a $2,000 bow, brand new, probably shouldn't have to deal with. I've got some little like scuffs on this. Like there's a little scuff right here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's just a little scuff in the paint there. I mean, could I have done something? Sure, maybe I did, I don't know. But I mean, again, for it to be coming off, you know, I've got some little wear and tear here on the riser shelf. I haven't owned it a year. I owned it 8 months, and I am rough on stuff, but that would be something I should remember damaging it, I would think, if it takes some paint off of the riser. And I don't remember any of that. I don't remember doing any of those things to it, so I don't know. But it is a little frustrating to spend that kind of money and have nicks and scuffs and dings so easily, I guess, might be one way to look at it. Actually got a pretty good group down there, but it's high. Every arrow's a little high, so I don't know if decreasing the let off, does it make your bow a little faster? Because I'm definitely hitting an inch or so higher, and this is tuned in, this was sighted in at 90% let off, so I'm definitely hitting higher. I can definitely feel, not that this is all about let off, don't make this a let off video, but I can feel, it feels like my draw length's shorter with this higher let off. So if I was going to run 80%, I would probably go ahead and turn another ½ inch out of this or lengthen this D loop, because I feel like my draw length is now a lot shorter, ½ inch maybe an inch than it was at 90% let off. Was not expecting it to make the group hit higher. Leave a comment if you think, is there a difference in speed sight tape from going from a 90 to an 80% let off? Do you notice that? Have you noticed that in yours? What do you think? Leave a comment below. All right, so a couple other things about my likes, dislikes. I do find the bow a little torquey, just not necessarily like movement, but arrows, well, one day I'll be hitting left, another day I might be hitting right. Sometimes I've had issues with my scope, and that might have been the problem. I've had to get everything back in tune a time or two. Maybe that was part of the problem. I think it's just kind of this grip. I'm not crazy of the bear grip. I do like the UV attachment on it. That seems to help, but I do find myself, and it may be the 90% let off, that, you know, when you get it back here, you're able to move the bow and torque and move a little bit more because of the let off. You're only holding a real light weight. So maybe that's part of it. I don't really know, but all that together, once in a while I'm hitting left, so I'm out here going click, 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 trying to move left a little bit. When it was the day before or 2 days before, it was hitting perfect. So I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's the bow, I don't know if it's just the conditions, but I've noticed that a little bit. So when I go somewhere to shoot, I spend some time on the practice range, and it may be my grip, the way I hold it. I do wish they had the line that was run through the middle here, like a lot of companies are doing now. They're running a line here for you to put your hands on. I wish they had the center line where the mid shot should be on the shelf here. Try to get it. Having a line there. I don't think that'd take too much extra work, and it's a cool feature that everyone would use. Let's go check out these arrows. All right, so a little bit of a disclaimer on this. My first shot, which I wasn't used to, I wasn't expecting the weight difference, was this one. It took a little while to get settled in. I don't think that's a good group at 40 yards. I normally would not show this, but what I'm think's crazy is that how many of these are up here as opposed to when they were here at 90 and 85. The group has moved up. It's gotten bigger. Again, my draw length feels off. So let me know if you think that's, and I think that's why the group's gotten bigger. I was all in the yellow, right in this line here. The group's gotten bigger. I feel like it's because my draw length's shorter. Leave a comment and let me know, is adjusting the let off affecting the draw length? I don't really play with let off. This is the first time. Normally I just go whatever the highest let off is, that's what I shoot. Kind of wanting to explore and play around with the idea of having a lower let off, so I stay in the shot a little longer. I pull through a little more, especially since I use a back tension or a hinge. I think that could really help with that. So let me know if you have ran into this and what your thoughts on it are, and how much should I be looking to adjust? A ½ inch, an inch? Is it just something like untwist some cables or strings to fine tune that? I don't know. All right, last thing on this Mach 33 long-term review. I love the bow. For deer hunting, man, I think it's a great bow. I shot indoor with it. I shot pretty good scores at indoor with it. I did lower it down to 60 pounds for indoor, and deer hunting at 70, just because I was shooting so many reps one after the other. I did notice later, you know, drawing and holding 70 pounds, I would get shakier. But it's shooting bullet holes. It's lightweight. I think it's quiet enough, if not just quiet. I wish I'd got a different color combo. Like, this is the one they sent out to all the distributors, all the stores. It's that olive and you know, dirty water brown. I don't know what you call that. I'm not crazy about it, but it's not something that I got over it pretty quick. Obviously I did the limitations from one stringer, that helped. You know, but if I could go back and not order it the day it came out, I'd try to get the Bottomland or some of them other cool colors that are out now, the cool camo patterns that look really good. But I'm an impatient man, so I got the one that came out the day it came out. And I don't have any regrets. It's just a little side note. But everything about the bow I really like for the most part. You know, just a few things here and there that I wish were just a little different. Some little things that could be added. I think it's a great bow. It's getting to the point you go, is it worth buying carbon bows anymore, because they're making the aluminum ones so light now? And we'll see what comes out next year. I don't regret buying this over, you know, the Lift X would be the next, you know, aluminum bow that's light, I guess. I have a Lift. It's a good bow. I shoot it fine. I do like this one better than the Lift. As someone who shot indoor with both, and I've hunted with both, I like this one better. Just me personally. Nothing against the Lift, it's a good bow, but this one fits me better. I shoot this one better. I like everything about it for the most part. So it's a good bow. I highly recommend it. If you're looking at buying a new bow, going into deer season. PSE Mach 33 is definitely one worth checking out. If nothing else, go shoot it at the shop, see what you think about it. I think when you pick it up, you're gonna go, wow, this is a 33-inch bow and it's this light. That's crazy. And then shoot it and go, man, it doesn't seem to be moving, and it's 3.9 pounds. That's crazy. So anyway, I'm just out here tinkering. I thought it was a good time to just kind of talk about long term after shooting this bow since the day it dropped, what I thought about it. I give it a thumbs up. So appreciate you. Like, subscribe, stick around. It means the world. Leave a comment. Appreciate you guys. Lots of cool stuff coming in the future. Thank you.